Well, welcome everybody again. I'm Rebecca Foltine. I'm Speech Pathology Australia's Communications and Marketing Manager. I'll be your host today. It's a very exciting day for all of us today as we officially launch the Communication Hub website. So I'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the lands I'm joining you from today, along with the traditional custodians of the various lands on which you all join us today. I'm on the traditional lands of the Boonwurrung, Boonwurrung and Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and I pay my respects to the elders past and present. We also recognise that the health, social and emotional wellbeing of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples are grounded in continued connection to culture, country, language and community, and acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded. So just a couple of housekeeping items first. Please remain on mute, which would be great throughout the presentation. There will be a Q&A session a little bit later on. So please include any of your questions that you have in the Q&A function at the bottom of the screen. We're also recording today's launch and in the next couple of days, we'll send out the link for you as well. So you can revisit this presentation or share it with your networks. So today we're going to hear from a few of the makers and creators and the brains behind the development of the Communication Hub website. And first up, I'd like to introduce you to Speech Pathology Australia Manager of Professional Practice, Nicola Harris, who will introduce you all to the new website. Thanks, Nicola, and over to you.
Thanks so much, Beck. Yes, look, we're very excited about today. A number of years ago, Agoski and Speech Pathology Australia were successful in applying for an ILC grant to develop a website to assist the diverse group of people with communication difficulties and their families and communication partners and the wider community to really understand the importance of communication in everyday life. Work on the website began in 2020 and has been supported by a large number of people. This has included people with lived experience of a communication difficulty, and they've contributed to the content and featured in a variety of videos that shed light on their ranges of lived experience stories with communication difficulty. The website also provides high quality, accessible and evidence-based resources to ensure that everybody can use those to empower themselves and others. It really aims to be engaging and interesting and different in the way it presents information and resources and case studies to explain communication difficulty and how to support communication. We really hope that the website will be a place where people with communication difficulties and their family members or their support networks can find good, reliable information about communication. And it's designed to support people who are in the early stages of understanding a communication change or a diagnosis. We're also hopeful that the website will be a great resource for health professionals and educators who are supporting the individuals, including speech pathologists, but other allied health professionals such as OTs and psychologists, as well as doctors, nurses, teachers and support workers. And finally, the website should be a great resource for students training to become one of these health professionals, and we envisage academics referencing the website in their courses for use by early career professionals. An independent evaluation of the website was undertaken towards the end of last year to get feedback to improve the structure, the content and the accessibility of the website from a range of users. The Centre for Accessibility also conducted an audit of the Communication Hub website and provided feedback to ensure the website was accessible for a wide range of access needs and that it met accessibility standards. I'm also really pleased that Speech Pathology Australia has committed to promoting, reviewing and further developing the website as part of our current strategic plan. So Ria, our current project manager and myself would like to thank the many people involved in the development of the website, and that includes our advisory and steering groups, the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander Advisory Group, our content writers and editors, particularly Regina Walsh and Susan Cassidy. Regina has particularly dedicated more time to the project than she had originally planned, and Maria and I really want to thank her for all her work and support. We'd also like to thank the previous project managers of the project, Rosita Campbell, Alison Holm and Eliza Howard, as well as Scope for supporting the use of shared resources throughout this website and providing easy English translation documents as part of another grant. So thanks, Beck. Back to you.
Thanks, Nicola. That's a wonderful snapshot of all of the work that went into the background of getting this website off the ground. So now we're going to hear from Speech Pathology Australia National President Tim Kittle. Tim unfortunately couldn't be with us here today in person, but he kindly recorded a message for us to help celebrate this launch. So bear with me while I just share my screen. Over to Tim.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Tim Kittle, National President of Speech Pathology Australia. Speech Pathology Australia has just clicked over to 14,000 members. That's speech pathologists and speech pathology students who are united by our mission, which is to ensure that effective communication and swallowing occurs for everybody throughout their lives. As a result, I'm excited to be here today to talk to you about the launch of our new Communication Hub website. As you'll find amongst the information presented here, over 1.2 million Australians currently benefit from communication supports. The needs are highly diverse, and so therefore we need to have a site that stores information and recommends further avenues to engage with help. Speech Pathology Australia's collaboration with Agoski has enabled us to act upon an opportunity to create a mutually shared communication vision for Australia. In line with our association's values of being inclusive, responsive, and proactive, we're committed to promoting, reviewing, and further developing this website over time as part of our 2023 to 2025 strategic plan. We're thrilled to offer much needed support to people with communication support needs through this website. It's also an important resource of information for our members, and it will help to raise awareness of speech pathologists' role in communication. I want to take a moment to congratulate the website development team from Speech Pathology Australia and Agoski. Their hard work and dedication since work began in 2020 has made this website possible, and I invite everyone to visit the website and explore the content. We're so excited to co-launch this new website. As mentioned before, it's going to play a crucial role in creating a more inclusive society for everyone. Through effective communication and the collaboration amongst resources, we can work towards a future in which everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Thank you all for your attention. We look forward to your support in promoting the Communication Hub website.
Thanks to Tim. And as Nicola and Tim mentioned, the website was a collaboration between Speech Pathology Australia and Agoski, and we're fortunate to have Darren Trentapole here today, the Agoski chair, to also say a few words. So thanks for being here with us, Darren, and over to you.
Hi, thanks, Rebecca. My name is Darren Trentapole and I'm chairperson of Agoski. And on behalf of Agoski, I welcome you all to this important day where we officially launch the Communication Hub website. And I speak to you from the traditional lands of the Gubbi Gubbi people. This project has been many years in the making, as we've heard, and Agoski has proudly partnered with Speech Pathology Australia to make this possible. There have been many Agoski members who have helped to bring this project to fruition, but I will make special mention of Kathy Olsen, Susan Cassidy, Felicity Lovett, and Ria Ferris, who have played significant roles. The website successfully supports a diverse group of people with a diverse range of communication disabilities. It is a place where people with communication difficulties and or their family members and support network can find good, reliable information about communication. The website is designed to support particularly those who are in the early stages of understanding a communication change or diagnosis. We are looking forward to its use by the public and health professionals, educators, students, and academics. The website provides an important link between communication and participation in daily activities. It highlights the barriers to involvement and offers the communication supports available. Agoski proudly acknowledge the collaboration between us and Speech Pathology Australia and the large role that Speech Pathology Australia has taken to oversee and coordinate the project and in its ongoing support. The project directly aligns with the Agoski strategic vision to address the impact of complex communication needs on individuals, their families, workplaces, and society via full participation in all aspects of daily life through building capacity of the whole society. We are delighted that the website features those with lived experience, including some Agosky members, and we are looking forward to hearing more from Vikesh, who will share his experiences. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Darren. Over the next few minutes, we're going to take a closer look at the website, show you around a little bit more, how you can access it, and you'll hear from some of the contributors to the website content. Ria Ferris, as we've heard, was the co-manager of the website project, and she's going to give us an introductory tour of the website. Thanks so much, Ria.
Thanks, Beck. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Ria. I've been project managing for the website for the last 12 months, and my thanks also go to the previous project managers. I'm joining you today from Wajak Noongar Buja in Boorloo, Perth. Okay, I've taken some videos of our website that we're going to show you around, so you actually get to see a little bit of the website today, and we've just posted the website link into the chat, so you're welcome to open that in your own browsers if you would like. I'll just introduce these pre-recordings by saying that we've had many people contribute to this website, and as Nicola mentioned, lots of lived experience, and we're very grateful for that. So on this demo, we'll show you where to find some of those great stories. We're also going to show you some of our different sections of the website. So we not only have those stories and videos, but we have some amazing fact sheets. And we've had a wide range of subject matter experts and people with lived experience contribute to those. We've also developed a page on how to find good information. So we couldn't answer everyone's questions with this website. So we did want to at least help people know how they could find good information themselves and what makes information good or good quality. So I think I'll leave it there and we might press play on the video, Vic.
Great, thanks.
Welcome to the Communication Hub. This is our homepage. If you're a first-time visitor, we suggest starting with this link here. Clicking this link takes you to a page that gives you more information for where you can start your journey on the Communication Hub. This might be important if you're new on your communication journey or feeling a bit overwhelmed or not sure where to begin. We have information in fact sheets, information about real-life stories, and lots of other supports you can work your way through. Let's have a look at our accessible features. The website has been designed to be fully accessible. Up the top, we have our Communication Hub logo, which will always take you back to the home page. On the right, we have a search function. We have the ability to turn animations on and off. We have many accessibility options, including changing font size and changing color contrast. We have the option to translate the written content into a number of different languages. And we have an integrated navigation bar that you can access on all pages throughout the website. The Communication Hub has 6 key sections. Communication as a human right, information about communication disability, the impacts of communication disability, supports for communication, and a section on resources. Each of these sections has its own landing page. You can click from the navigation bar, you can watch an overview of that section in a video, and scroll down to see the extra information on those pages. We've been fortunate to have a number of people share their lived experience stories with us for this website. We have some wonderful communication advocates on our homepage. You can meet Parker, you can meet Lisa and Tanya, meet Kate, or meet Lisa. If you'd like to read more stories, you can click on Communication Disability, People You Might Meet, and here you'll find many more stories, a variety of people with lived experience of communication diversity. Perhaps someone in here is similar to you, or someone you know, or someone you work with. As part of the Communication Hub project, we've had a number of fact sheets developed relevant to communication diversity. These are saved under resources. You'll find an index with lots of communication relevant fact sheets. And when you click on one, it will open the information in a new page. We highly recommend having a look at the index of fact sheets. There's plenty of helpful information here that's been contributed to by experts in their fields and people with lived experience. Finally, on behalf of Speech Pathology Australia and AGOSCI, we would like to say thank you to everyone who has been involved in creating the Communication Hub. We're grateful to the Department of Social Services for the ILC grant that made this resource possible. We're also grateful to our communication advocates who kindly shared their stories with us. Many thanks to Scope for providing information about communication access and many resources for the website. Lastly, we can't name everyone who has helped, but there have been many. We thank you all. We couldn't have done this without you.
Thanks, Ria. And now we're going to kick off a Q&A session. So I'll leave that with you also.
Thanks, Beck. I'm not sure Vikesh is online yet, so we might start with Lisa's video. But before we throw to Lisa, I would also like to add that if you do have any questions so far, please add those into the Q&A feature, and we will get to those after this section. Lisa, are you okay to start with Lisa's video? I'll do a quick intro. So as part of today's event, we were hoping to have some live Q&A with a few people who have been part of developing this website. And Vikesh has kindly offered to join us, but is going to pop in right on schedule, and we're actually running a bit ahead of schedule. So we'll see him in a moment, but Lisa kindly offered to record a video for us today because she couldn't join us live. So we'll hear from Lisa now.
Hi, I'm Lisa. I live with an acquired brain injury. My partner is 100% vision impaired and I have a neurodiverse child. I really appreciate the Communication Hub because it's current education in a language that I can understand and easily share with all our support team, which includes people coming into the home, out in the community and in the school system. I feel the Communication Hub will have so many benefits for the community, but in a summary, it will help individuals, families and groups feel less isolated and connect in a better way.
And thanks to Lisa as well for being part of quite a lot of our evaluation process as well. She's been wonderfully helpful with all her feedback. Nicola, I'm thinking we might jump into questions in the Q&A just while we wait for Vikesh to join us, and we might be able to talk a bit more about accessibility if we need to, just while we're waiting.
And Ria, look, I've just seen Vikesh arrive in the chat box, so I will pass to him and then we can jump to the Q&A.
Fabulous. All right. Vikesh, hi, I can't see you on my screen. Can you pop off mute and it might bring you over to my screen so I can see you. There you are. Hello. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
All right. Vikesh, I might ask that you just introduce yourself for our audience today, and then we'll go ahead with the 2 Q&A questions.
Sure, thanks. Hi, I'm Vikesh. I am a person with a stutter and most recently the national president of the Australian Speakeasy Association for the past 4 years. Is that enough? I can keep going, but I don't want to.
I'd love to know how you became involved with this project as part of those roles, and then we can jump into what you appreciate about the website.
Sure. I became involved. I mean, it was. I think it was. I was humbled by the opportunity to be involved because my personal sort of life philosophy is if everyone in the world knew what stuttering was, would we, the people who stutter, walk on eggshells, right? And part of our challenge is that stuttering is invisible, right? So when I walk into a room, I don't have a sign unless I'm wearing my stuttering t-shirt that says I stutter, and people expect the words to come out a certain way. And when they don't, there's this look of confusion, this look of, I don't know what to do. Do I laugh? Do I smirk? Do I wait? And so, so when I got the opportunity to be involved, I immediately said yes, because I think it's upon us as the stuttering community, both people who stutter and the speechy community, to educate the other 99%, right? So we're only the 1%, but there's a wider population that has an opportunity to learn and stop using ignorance as an excuse of how they treat people with a different speaking ability.
Very well said. Vikesh, I'd love to know what you appreciate about the Communication Hub website.
First of all, I love the style and the ease of navigation from someone who works in IT. So from a technical perspective, I love that everything just flows and it's easy to navigate, easy to find things. But most importantly, I love that lived experiences are shared in a video format, right? I think seeing and hearing from people is different than reading a paper. And I'm not discounting either way, right? But I'm just saying, when you can see and hear and feel, like I get emotional when I watch some of these videos on the Hub, right? Why? Because I can feel their pain. I can feel the challenges that we, the community with these disabilities have, because of a lack of understanding, a lack of knowledge, right? Which brings me to point two, which is, I don't say finally, but there's like a one-stop shop, right? Like there is somewhere people always ask, right? So what can I do? I meet parents of children who stutter and adults who stutter. Where can I send people? How can they learn more? And this can be that one of those really important resources that that has different scenarios and different videos with different questions that I just don't think these questions have been asked on a broader scale, right? Like it's great that I can answer it from a stuttering viewpoint, but I learned a lot from hearing the other speakers answering the same exact question, right? So I just think the strategy around that and being able to share the similarities yet differences in like what we have to deal with on a regular basis. Yeah, it's quite powerful to have it all in one place. As you can tell, I'm a little excited.
Well, I'm glad you're excited. We're excited too. We have a slightly vested bias, I suppose. Was there anything else that you wanted to say about the broader community benefits or what you appreciate about the website, Vikesh?
Oh, look, I'll even say from the broader community, I think it will also help the Speech Pathology Australia and the membership community, right? Because look, being such a small minority of sort of the cases that people may see, I think it will become a resource for speechies as well, right? Because it is a challenge, right? It is a challenge. It is a challenge for people who stutter to find someone who is comfortable addressing the stuttering, right? And some people will be honest and say, "Oh, listen, I don't have enough experience or knowledge. I can recommend you to someone else," and that's great. But in certain scenarios and certain parts of the country, that's not always possible. So and I've encountered, and I've engaged with many speeches over the last few years who have a thirst and an interest in wanting to learn more about stuttering as one example. And so I think even for beyond just the broader community, the focus community of speeches, they can now broaden their horizon to include stuttering in potentially something they can feel more comfortable with, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we hope it will be a helpful resource for our speechies, but also other health professionals as well. As you've said, Vikesh, it's a bit of a one-stop shop and hopefully makes information accessible to a lot of people who may not otherwise have found it. So thank you so much, and thank you for all your help and participation in the project over the years. You've been wonderfully useful and helpful, so thank you.
That's great. Thanks. Thanks again for having me. So like I said, I was humbled and honored to be part of this experience.
Thank you so much. All right, I think that wraps up our Q&A. Nicola, would you like?
Yeah, thanks, Rhea, and thanks, Vikesh, for being so involved and articulating so many of the thoughts that we've had over the last few years about the project as well. It's really very much appreciated. Thank you to a few people who have put some questions in the question and answer box. We'll aim to talk through some of those before we finish up today. Rhea, the first question is really around text-to-speech options, which ties in a lot with some of our accessibility options that we have on the website. As I talked about earlier, we did do an accessibility audit, but can you talk us through some of those extra options that we have on the website?
Yeah, thanks for that question, Sherry. So we did have a full accessibility audit, and although there's still many more things we could do with accessibility, we've tried to address many of those goals. So for some of your text-to-speech options, we've made sure there's text-based transcripts for all of our videos available in a PDF. So if you have a screen reader, you should be able to use that as an option. We haven't yet got the cool technology where it's all synced up, where the text reads in sync with the video, but you definitely have the transcripts. We've also made sure captions are hard-coded into all of our videos on the website, so that's an option as well. We've made sure any significant images that have a lot of text built into them, for instance, like the Communication Bill of Rights image has a lot of text. So we've made sure there's a PDF version of that you can open, and it's then tagged so you can have a screen reader read the text that's in that image. So that's as far as we've got with that. With more money, maybe sometime in the future, we might be able to do some other translations, some signing and video-based translations, but that's our text-to-speech options at the moment, yeah.
Thanks, Rhea. There's a question from Kathy about how the website's linked from the Speech Pathology Australia website. I can probably talk to that, and then Rhea, you might want to talk about how it's linked with the Egoscue website as well. The Speech Pathology Australia is currently undergoing transforming our website after some time, and that will be launching later this year. So the Communication Hub and links with that will very much be built into that new website. In the interim, you'll be able to find it on the landing page, and there's the number of fact sheets that we have on the website now will replace many, in fact, nearly all of the fact sheets that we have on the Speech Pathology Australia website, many of which were due for a refresh, and they've also been looked at by a copy editor as well, and are very accessible in the style and language in which they're written to. So I think you'll be able to hopefully find the information very, very clearly as well. Rhea, I presume that's going to be the same for the Egoscue website too?
Yeah, we'll link it probably somewhere on our homepage. I've got to work out where's the best spot, but we'll go up there after today, yeah.
Thank you. And then I can see Kelly's put in a question there just around how we're going to promote this to GPs. We do have plans to promote the website more generally. Actually, Beck, I'm going to throw it to you if that's all right, because Beck's our manager for communications at the association, just to talk a little bit about what our comms are planned out for the website for the coming months.
Yeah, thanks, Nicola. So over the foreseeable future, the communications and marketing of the website will sit firmly within my remit. So we have started a communications plan that begins with weekly social media and then various campaigns. It also includes tracking all of the Google Analytics and the usage of the website, and we're hoping that that will inform future campaigns, such as a campaign to GPs. So there's plenty planned over the next few months, communications and marketing to get the word out there that the hub is there for everybody to use. So there'll be quite a bit of activity that hopefully will be drawing on a lot of you to help us share some of the resources and information.
Thanks so much, Beck. And there's one other question from Tanya, who was very much involved in the website and as well around us sharing our learnings around accessible websites to other organisations to be able to make their own websites more accessible. We certainly would be more than happy to have a chat with other organisations. I think there is some information on the website about that. And also with the Centre for Accessibility, we've had a good relationship with them. We joined them as an organisation and they did a desktop audit, and then they did a large-scale audit on the website several months ago to really make sure that we had, had really thought all the functionality that we had. And we made changes with our website developer based on some of those things as well. So I have to say I would be really plugging the Centre for Accessibility because they provided us with a lot of support, but they also have a large array of resources and things on their website too. So, yeah. Ray, I don't know if you have any other comments about that at all.
No, only to second that plug. It's one thing for us to share our learnings, but they are definitely the experts and very thorough. So yes, I would highly recommend them.
And we've got time probably for one more question, Ray, I might pass to you. We did an evaluation piece on the website towards the end of last year with Young Futures. So do you want to just talk us a little bit about what that entailed as well?
Yeah, and I think I saw Gretchen join.
I think so, yes. Yep.
So Gretchen, pop in if I missed something or you want to add something. I can see you on my screen now. Yes, so we did an evaluation process last year with the help of Young Futures and Gretchen, who's on the call today, and that was a multi-staged process. It began with a workshop at the Agoski conference in person and then moved to an online survey and also some one-to-one interviews, and that was all led by Young Futures. So we had quite a lot of input to that process, and the evaluation report led us to quite a number of significant adjustments and additions that we made to the website based on that feedback. So the final product that you see today has undergone many updates and versions, which actually would not have potentially occurred if we hadn't had the feedback we received. It was an evidence-based process that we followed thanks to our consultants, and we're going to be speaking about that at the SPA conference, but we are also just grateful to all who actually gave their time to answer surveys and complete interviews, because it was that feedback that helped us get the product that we have today. Is there anything else, Gretchen, that you wanted to add?
No, I think that covers it. Probably just one other thing to add was that we did try to, really make an effort to engage some people who, maybe were not particularly familiar with issues of communication disability and hadn't encountered it as a concept in their lives. And that was a really, I think, valuable contribution to hear people's responses, coming as a naive viewer to the information. And it really demonstrated the value of the website itself, but also improvements that would help it, contribute further. Yeah.
Yes, thanks. That's such a great point. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I think that's all we have to say on that.
Thanks, Ray, and thanks, Gretchen, who we hadn't pre-prepped to speak to us. So I appreciate your comments as well. Look, there's no more questions there. I'm going to pass back to Beck, but I also just want to reiterate my thanks to particularly to Ray, who's really done a great job project managing the project for the last 12 months, but for everybody who has been involved. And that includes my colleagues at Speech Pathology Australia and all the other people that we've mentioned today. So thanks, Beck.
Thanks, Nicola. Thanks, everyone. And thanks, everyone, for joining us today. I hope you'll agree it's quite an inspiring initiative, and we hope it's inspired you to visit the website and share the news across your networks. And now that it's launched, we hope that you'll share it with your colleagues, in your workplaces, with other health professionals, and most importantly, the people you support and their communication partners. So you can download the fact sheets as it's been described earlier, send them to families, or show them a lived experience story of someone with a similar communication experience. So there's plenty there for everybody to explore. Later today, the association will also release a podcast episode about the Communication Hub. And over the next few days, we will email you all of the links to today's recording and also to the podcast. So thanks again for joining us today, and please remember to keep reminding people that the resource is available for everyone to use. So thanks everybody for being here today, and we'll see you around.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye everyone.